Welcome to Cruising with Kayfabe. I'm Mongo.
Emily.
And we had the go home show for Collision. So now there's only one stop left to All In, and that's Ring of Honor tomorrow night and our prediction show. But Collision is in the books. We're on essentially the path to All In. There's no more road. It's pulled over. We're almost there. So we got a lot to talk about because Collision, holy shit, they packed a lot into these 2 hours.
They really did. It was really fun. I loved all the multi-man woman matches again. I think that it brings a whole different feel. I just really enjoy the fact that we're able to see so much diversity throughout the roster.
No, it definitely tonight really showcased a lot. I mean, we started right off with the Paragon versus essentially the Don Callis family and RPG Vice from Hungry Vice. I love that the Kyle chants already came back. It was made my day that they were chanting, "We want Kyle's." The Kyle's got in, and they're trying to sell it on commentary like Kyle for this is for Kyle Fletcher and Kyle O'Reilly. Man, we're gonna get to it later. He had a night tonight, even though he technically didn't get the pinfall. Adam would get the pin. Kyle had a good night tonight. We had the craziness of Adam Cole cleaning the house. We had Roderick Strong getting his offense in. Again, we had the Kyles going at it. And then we had the little confrontation afterwards. We had Adam Cole and Kyle Fletcher kind of having a face-off with each other. And Kyle Fletcher backing down.
Yeah, I think it really showcased Roddy. Roddy was fired up in this match. I was really impressed.
Yeah, no, I think it really showcased everyone in a good way. It showcased everyone who has a pay-per-view match and the other ones who really don't have anything to do. So it's kind of nice to segue into All In. And hello, good evening, Patrick. Um, I was shocked that Kyle kind of ran away like a little chicken shit because I thought there would be a little bit of brawling, but AEW's been really good at booking them in a way where you're not quite sure who's going to go over this weekend. You're not quite sure what's going to happen. A lot of those same tropes that we're used to dealing with, like the heel went over on the go home show, or the babyface stood tall on the go home show. Adam Cole looked good. Kyle Fletcher looked like he was saving it for All In, so that changed my mind a little bit for the predictions tomorrow night.
However, Adam Cole did get the pin.
Yes, but he went out. He was on top. He went out. He looked really good tonight. Kyle Fletcher looks smart. That's an interesting dynamic. That's what I'm just saying. I mean, I got my tinfoil hat here for a reason.
Well, segue, guess who else looked really smart?
Everyone looks smart tonight.
The Death Riders giving their test.
Yeah, the pre-tape with Jon Moxley, Gabe Kidd, and the Death Riders basically shitting all over the baby faces, shitting all over Hangman and the Ops. But I want to point out that some of the things that they said, that he had to scour the globe for someone who had it in their guts and their soul, that you couldn't buy your way into this. You had to be all in or all out. And what have I been saying since we started doing this podcast? All in is the happy-go-lucky, yay moments, and all out is that season reboot where you're like, what the actual fuck just happened? And Moxley kind of alluded to that. Like, you got to be all in. You got to give this everything. You're going to be all out. So, little bit of foreshadowing there for All Out coming out, too.
Curious, was Hangman on the first All In?
Hangman was on the first All In. We just don't talk about that match because it's with a certain someone who we don't talk about anymore in wrestling. So, we'll just say there was penis druids involved after, so he had a match, but there was other things involved. Yes, he had a match. You've watched the original All In with me.
I have. It's just been a hot minute. So I know Moxley was not part of the first All In. So correct. I wonder if that will come into play where you have to be all in.
No, because really that's not their history. It's their history, but it's not like their All In 2023 or their Double or Nothing. All In was kind of like their birthplace, and it's. I mean, Tally Rhodes is the one who named it. She'll make sure she tells you all over the internet. But Cody Rhodes' sister kind of gave him the name, Ring of Honor. That it was kind of the spark of the alternative. So I kind of look at it as when you have a team that moves away from another state, like you're recognized that that's your heritage, but your history is when you started in that new location. So it's almost like they started in Chicago, but they were born in Jacksonville. Like so I kind of think that's how I feel, because I don't ever want to disrespect All In. I don't ever want to disrespect the original, because All In 2018 was special. And I mean, but then again, we also had Bully Ray booking himself to go second in a Battle Royal. So there was some misses on that one as well. But I want to say my favorite segment from Dynamite's past came back after Technique by Taz came back, highlighting Mystico's La Mystica armbar, or the Fujiwara armbar if you want to be technical about it. I like that they kind of set up what his finish was before his match, but also the person he's been feuding with. What's MJF's finisher?
Salt of the Earth.
Which is a what?
Armbar.
So we have armbar versus armbar. Can we do the Chris Jericho reference, please, with the giant list, with MJF having a list saying, I don't care if you have the La Mystica armbar, I have an armbar. And this person has an armbar. Can MJF recreate that heel of, I have a better armbar than you, because it's right there. The moment is there. You have two people going to eventually face off, and their finishes are the armbar. Come on, it's right there. I was excited. I love the Technique by Taz. It's very sports centric. It's kind of like if anyone out there listening or watching has watched Sports Center when they do sports science, when they used to show like Randy Moss getting those one-handed catches, where they would show old footage of Jerry Rice, how he'd run his routes, and they would show you like, well, you got to use a lot of your quad, muscles in your leg, or you got to plant your calves this way, or have core strength. I like that it really segued into that, because they showed something very sports centric into something else that was sports centric before the match, a Sky Flight segment.
Yes.
Sky Flight team, excuse me.
I do want to go back to this highlighting Mystico. I thought it was also really cool to highlight someone that has been very prominent as of the last couple of weeks in AEW. I think that it was really smart to showcase Mystico of all people for that.
No, I agree, especially with he's going to be in the Casino Battle Royal. He has been making a name for himself in CMLL. Essentially, this has been his redemption tour ever since he was released from WWE.
And to think I only knew him from Scooby-Doo.
Why would you admit that on air?
I'm kidding.
Ever since he was, obviously Sin Cara and was released because his style didn't mesh, and we could go a whole rabbit hole that he's always kind of been on that like redemption, prove yourself tour. And I kind of feel like this is what he's doing. He's proving himself, and he won over the fan base in CMLL, and now he's starting to win over the fan base in AEW. And we'll get to MJF's promo later, but I want to go back to Sky Flight here, because that was another real life kind of sports based centric. You have, and we have, speaking of Scooby-Doo, Rutro Raggy, we had Christopher Daniels and Scorpio Sky start to talk, and Scorpio Sky said that he wanted to team up with some serious athletes, and he teamed up with Top Flight and Layla Gray. And then you have Christopher Daniels basically saying, I'm mentoring these young athletes because they're the best of the best, and every gold out there is in our sights. So now you have Christopher Daniels using his almost 3-decade career mentoring these prospects. His old tag team partner, like we talked about last week in SCU, Scorpio Sky. Top Flight, who've kind of, I don't want to say been forgotten, but always kind of had that hot, cold push. So I really, really hope this sticks, because I'm really excited to see Scorpio Sky get back in the mix. And I like that they said it doesn't matter if it's tag team, doesn't matter if it's trio, doesn't matter if it's TNT, unified, world title. If it's gold, it's for them. And I'm just excited because Scorpio needs something to do, and he's so talented. Putting with Top Flight, it's such a magic pairing in chemistry.
I never would have put them together, but I think it's so smart. Like, they all are really good high flyers, but also incredible with the ring. Top Flight has fantastic ring awareness. I absolutely love their tandem style. Everything about Top Flight is amazing. And to add Scorpio Sky again, who can do it all.
And Layla Gray. Layla Gray finally kind of getting her push, because she's a talent on her own. She's been really working hard. She worked hard in Ring of Honor. She really worked hard. If you watch the wrestlers, like coming up through the indies and making a name for herself. And I was really excited when they put her with Top Flight. It kind of fizzled out. And again, that's the Rampage going away effect, I think. But it shows Tony has some faith in them to put them together. So I'm excited too, because again, Layla Gray, I don't want to say she's forgotten, but I'm glad that they didn't just take Top Flight. I'm glad they took Top Flight and Layla, because it's almost like I don't want her to cast aside, because then it'll be like the second time that's happened to her, and it's like she deserves better. So I'm excited to see where that goes. And then obviously we have a great match with Mystico and Beast. I love Beast photos.
Love it. Can't wait. Love it.
That blue was awesome too that he was wearing tonight. The blue mask that he had.
He's had that for a few weeks. Nigel just finally discovered it tonight.
So apparently so did I. So ADD joined together.
I said it the other day, but that's fine.
You did?
Yep.
ADD joined together. I love the short-term memory.
Because he's got like
What were we
the
talking
holographic style mixed with the blue. I think it looks really cool.
And
I
like
would
the white
love
that he
to see,
has.
yeah, like I would love to see some like, I know it's just me being a gearhead, but see some like metallic-y styled slits through it.
I like how you say gearhead. And my first thought is as like, ooh, what kind of car? Like, are we talking F1? Are we talking Ferraris? Are we talking Mustangs? She's talking wrestling gear. Good evening, Jesse. You missed Collision, but went over to see Superman. Oh, yes. I'm excited to see Superman, how that goes. I hope it was good. I remember you saying you were going to watch it. Hopefully it was good. Yeah, we'll try our best to catch up. So, I mean, so far, like I said, it was good. We had the Paragon, in case when you dropped in, the Paragon actually got the win over RPG Vice. And now we're on Mystico, which that match was fantastic. Patrick said Superman was good too, so that's good. Two good reviews for Superman. A lot of Superman commercials tonight too.
Yes, and definitely
No Crypto though. Crypto ran across last week.
when you're done watching us, go watch the next promo we're going to talk about.
Well, we haven't got to that one yet, but we have an MJF promo first.
Oh, that's right.
Because this MJF promo was what's kind of nice little teaser segue. So we have MJF kind of, he shows up and he's holding one of the masks of Mystico, and he said, "That's the one I ripped off your face, and I'm going to keep ripping off your mask until I show the world your ugly face." Now we know that MJF is in the casino. We know that Mark Briscoe's in the casino. We know that Mystico's been announced. We don't know what number he is. We only know 1 and 2 for both gauntlets, both battle royals. I'm going to get them so confused. Gauntlets. We know who 1 and 2 are. We don't know who the other ones. We don't even know how many there are. I know you're going to do some research for our predictions. We can kind of look at some historical trends and see if we can figure it out. But right now, we only know in the men's we have Mystico, Ricochet, MJF, and Briscoe. So we know we have 4 people in there, but we don't know where they are.
And I can tell you, MJF is looking to close it out pretty quick.
Yeah, he does not want Mystico coming to the ring, but I think they're setting something up with Mystico here. I mean,
100%.
they keep right after the Mystico match, he's talking about the mask out ripping his face. They did this feature on his armbar again, South of the Earth. He fucking showed back up at MLW for Christ's sakes to attack him, his old stomping ground. So they're definitely setting it up. And I'm glad to hear Superman was awesome. It's a great night to be a nerd and wrestling fan in general because what a weekend. It's summertime. Hi, Cal. How you doing today? Thanks for stopping in. So before I get too sidetracked, I apologize, guys. So right after, this is the promo Emily wanted to bring up, is Mark Briscoe.
No.
Oh.
I'm fucking it all up, guys. I'm going way out of
order. We're going to go with my notes because I tried to go
Clearly,
in order.
he took more notes than I did.
That's okay. So Mark Briscoe had a little retaliation after the Talkie Talk. Now, if you watched last night after the Talkie Talk segment, Mark Briscoe was fired up. He was energetic. He said he was going to go get him some MJF. He was going to run down there. He's going to take. He was just so animated. But this Mark Briscoe was reserved. It was quiet. It was almost like his real voice. And I say almost like his real voice because if you watch that YouTube documentary that just came out, go check it out, by the way. It's only like 34 minutes about him and his brother. That's Mark Pugh. That's really Mark talking. And I feel like we got that voice tonight. And it worked perfectly because he basically said that MJF has crossed the line, that he knew he was going to evoke Jay. He knew he was going to evoke his dead brother. He just didn't think it would affect him the way it did. And then he said a line that I instantly had to write down because it stuck with me. And he said, "Listen, I may not win. And whether I win or not, I'm going to look my family in the eyes and say, I ain't let that shit fly. MJF, at this point, I got to whoop your ass." And it's just chills. Chills. And we're getting called potty mouths. I am just repeating what is being said, good sir. But what do you think of that segment?
I thought it was really heartfelt. We all know that, they put the Briscoe video up to showcase both the Briscoe brothers. And I think that Jay, despite never really working in AEW, I think that he has been given so much time on the television with Mark that it almost feels like he was a piece of this whole time with Mark.
I mean, even when including him in the entrance video, when he walks in the ring, how he has it with him. And again, like you mentioned, that video, the documentary, like seeing his parents talk about building the trampoline in the backyard and how they wrestled like brothers, and it was just so, it was emotional. And seeing Mark Briscoe, like they incorporated that realness into it, and I'm excited. It is almost that time, Jamal. It's almost time to go y'all in. So I think we're finally now at the segment you mentioned, which would be a certain cowboy. Is that the segment you were?
It is.
Okay.
I'm ready for some cowboy shit. Cal, you ready for cowboy shit?
Cowboy shit. I know Jamal is ready for some cowboy shit. I know Jesse and Patrick are ready for cowboy shit. So after Mark Briscoe's package, it goes off the air. We see Hangman Page, and he's with Renee, and he's like, "I have something to say, but not to you." So again,
Almost like a shot. Like, why would I talk to you?
but I like it. He wasn't rude to her. Like, but no, listen, guilty by association. Get out of my way. And he goes into the locker room, and you have Ospreay, you have Swerve, and you have Prince Nana there, and Ospreay's playing Peacemaker, and it's just, you know right away this is going to be something special. And he asks to speak to Swerve alone, and everyone's hesitant. And he first he thanks Ospreay for helping him. He goes, "Thank you." And he's starting to realize, like, no, listen, I just want to talk. And then Prince Nana's like, "I'm gonna go get some coffee," which PrinceNana.com I'm sure has his coffee. So he goes and gets his coffee, and they start talking. And he says, "Do you regret what you did?" And then he pulls up a chair and he throws the chain in the middle, and they both sit down and they hash out, and they talk about regretting it. They talk about how he can't forgive Swerve because his son still screams at night and sees him in the room, and that he knows that he shouldn't have done it because he knows that he deserved it, but he regrets it. He asks him, "Do you regret it?" And Swerve, after a bit, says, "Before I would have said no, but after I lost the title, after I lost my friends, after I lost people, I do regret it." And they talk for a little bit more, and he says, "Listen, I'm bringing my family. I'm not bringing them to the show." He's like, "I'll stay away." But then it's the line where Swerve says, "You know what? You burnt my house, and I wanted my kids to grow up in the house, and I wanted my grandkids to grow up in the house. But maybe it's time to leave past in the past." And he was holding the chain, and it was just, oh my God. I wrote down just like, what a moment, a lot to unpack there. So what are your thoughts on that? Because I just obviously gave out mine about how I was just into it.
This has been culminating
Right?
for a year now. We have been waiting for this for a year, for them to just like
Hash it out.
hash it, squash it outside of the ring in general. Like this, most of this match actually happened in the ring, despite a house being caught on fire and another house being broken into. Like, how? And I think that it's really almost an Easter egg to see the chain get left behind by Hangman and picked up by Swerve. But Swerve said he was going to stay out of it. But maybe he helps him.
He said he would stay away from the family. He didn't say he would. So maybe. Now remember, Hangman hung Moxley with that chain. Swerve hung Hangman with that chain. That chain is very symbolic, like you said, of all their death matches. And I agree with Jamal. I think that chain will be put to good use. You have to check out our predictions because I have a lot to go over with the death matches. A little spoiler: Hangman is 4-1 in Texas death matches in AEW. Moxley is 0-2. So you have to look at
Moxley's scared. That's why he's like he is.
That's what it is. Now here's why he should be scared, because right after he runs out and he basically calls Hangman a giant bitch. And he basically says, "Listen, what the hell? That's weak. You're a crybaby. I'm not going to apologize for a damn thing I do to you." So he is scared. Since Full Gear, Moxley has known that Hangman's the only one who can beat him. Now it's going to be now Moxley's going to have to beat Hangman at literally Hangman's match. The match that Hangman rarely loses at. And now Hangman's getting the weight of the world off his shoulders. Everyone talks about, oh, well, winning the title won't be his redemption. No one ever said it would. But he's making redemption on the way. So when he holds up that briefcase that's either empty or not, depending on what you want to believe, and we'll talk more tomorrow, his redemption arc is coming. And that story, this is going to really help. I already had a theory for tomorrow night. This is really going to help. I won't need extra tinfoil this time. I'm just going to use the old gray matter for this one. I'm excited. I don't want to keep going on it because otherwise we won't be point to watch it tomorrow. But my God, that was a beautiful segment. Probably one of the best promo segments of the year. And the last thing I'll say on it, the fact that they did it backstage and not in the ring was everything it needed to be.
Yes.
Because they did it backstage, it felt more real, more gritty.
There wasn't crowd interruption. It was just them.
Right.
The what chants.
Right. And sometimes you have that serious moment playing out, and you'll hear that one person screeching for 20 minutes in the crowd, like your favorite lady tonight.
Just shut up.
And Jamal,
Not you.
Yeah, no, Jamal, not you. I agree. It's you're gonna have those baby faces rising up because Ospreay and Swerve and everyone's been kind of riled up to try to take down. So you got to take down that big bad. I agree. And speaking of some big bads, we had the Outrunners and Jet Speed taking on FTR and the Patriarchy, and what a fun fucking tag team match this was.
It was so good. I just couldn't stop watching. I was so entertained. The chaos all around the ring, and not to mention, happy birthday, Nick Wayne. You are working
did
all
you take
week.
all the chops and all the kicks for your birthday? Was that like the birthday present?
For real. And again, you're working like every day this week on top of
I was gonna say Dynamite,
you started the match off with
Collision,
Mike Bailey.
Ring
Yikes.
Ring of Honor, and 4 matches. Happy 20th birthday, I guess. Take some, and we can tell you, kicks from Mike Bailey do not tickle. So that poor man took a beating tonight, and I was really excited to see the Outrunners and Top Flight work together. I mean, Jet Speed. Help if I could talk. Outrunners and Jet Speed work together, and then they at the end doing the son of a bitch pose together. It was so fun, and it helped set up the next segment of Stokely Hathaway being pissed off, and FTR and Outrunners are going to be on 0 hours, so we get that second match because that match last week at Collision
You're not letting me talk
was
about
fantastic.
the match.
So go ahead. I'm sorry, I keep going on because I'm yapping.
So one of my favorite parts of this match was when Dax cut the ring in half, stopped one of the Outrunners, I believe.
Yes, stop Truth.
Yes, stopped Truth from being able to tag in. And so they didn't see the tag. They did see the tag with the ref. Everyone's saying like the ref sucks.
Oh.
And this whole part was all because Dax was smart enough to cut the ring in half when he did. He literally cut him off from being able to tag in. And it was just tandem mayhem. Loved it. Every piece of this match was tag team gold. I don't see how they're not doing a 5-way for this.
I mean, I guess I was saying I thought we could. I had up till 10 o'clock tonight. I thought they would change it, but we still got Outrunners FTR. We still get it. Who knows? Maybe it'll be almost like a ipso de facto #1 contendership. Like whoever wins will be like, because remember, they tried to bribe the Patriarchy to help them out, and there was a little bit of collusion there because Christian accidentally speared Dax. So there's already a little bit of hatred brewing. So there's they put a lot of stories in one match. It was very well done because there's a lot of rivalries they can build off this one match. And then, speaking of rivalries, Big Boom AJ showed back up, and he wasn't alone. He had his son with him, and he had the Rizzler, and he challenged essentially the Don Callis family, Roppongi Vice and Lance Archer. There wasn't enough people, so they had to get more. So they got Ishii, Hologram, but then out of nowhere, someone who wanted to be a part of the conglomeration, Boom Association, whatever we're calling it, Kyle O'Reilly came in, doing the Riz base the entire time too.
And it made it seem like Big Justice was the one that helped put the team together, which I absolutely love. And I can't wait. I think that this is a great match to put on the pre-show. Again, I say it every time. A YouTube star. It makes so much damn sense. I don't get why we wouldn't do this every week. I think that, or not every week, I mean every pay-per-view. I think they use it for the big ones. They're smart about it.
And I also like that Trent said he's just a dude who eats cookies on the internet because that was pretty funny. I'm not going to lie. So, and I'm going to give props. Big Boom AJ. A lot of people aren't a big fan of him. He promotes the hell out of these pay-per-views on his TikTok and YouTube. I knew he was coming back before they announced tonight because of all his promoting. He basically said, hey, I'm going to be in Dallas. I'm going to be at All In. Global I Feel. He's naming the stadium again. He's naming the time and the place and everything. And he's like, I'm going to be there. That's what you want from someone, whether they're part-time work. At least he's promoting it. Like Matt Cardona says, I don't understand. If you're a wrestler, why the fuck aren't you promoting your show? Whether you're WWE, AEW, whether you're on the indies, promote your damn show.
If you want people to watch you, you got to tell them where to watch you.
Right, just like you can watch us here on YouTube and Facebook, and make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. See, I'm going to use my little Cardona logic with you.
You're forgetting about @itsmongo on TikTok.
Yeah, that's true too. I'm not as active on there. I try to be, but So then we go to the match I was looking forward to all night. Teacher versus student. Gabe Kidd versus Kyoto Shibata. Holy crap. I did not expect it to be this hard hitting a match. Gabe Kidd and Shibata were just chopping and kicking the shit out of each other. Gabe is biting him. They're throwing each other around. That was New Japan strong style, stiff potatoes. It was awesome. Gabe Kidd would win with a low due to interference thanks to Yuta, who needs a haircut. And it would just set up the ops, it would set up this match against the ops because now Gabe Kidd, when he's sitting in the ring copying Shibata, when he just, it's setting up the ups. And now, do you think Gabe Kidd has a shot at that trios title? He beat the living hell out of Shibata.
He hit him so hard in the back, even commentary was like, whoa. I mean, it was loud. That thing cracked, both of them. And then, you've got Shibata slapping Kidd in the head and then giving him back chops.
What?
And when I say a back chop, I'm talking like a full-ass forearm hitting them. It was wild.
We classified chops. I was curious there for a second. But when you're talking about the bald head thing, can I say something? What is up with everyone getting their bald head slapped in AEW? Bald heads matter, okay? I know I have my hair.
You have luscious hair. I
have my hair. My brother is bald, all right? So I can relate. I can relate to seeing his shiny head and blinding me when I walk in the room, all right? I have to deal too. But people like Ricochet, they're all just getting their heads slapped. What is going on? Poor Gabe Kidd get his head slapped. Is that going to be the thing? Everyone gets called bald and gets their head slapped?
I don't know. But also, Marina was on the outside almost studying Gabe Kidd, almost seeing what he has. I was very intrigued by her gestures on the outside.
And I wrote down that she was outside for a little bit longer for a reason, because right after that match, they didn't really have a break in between. You had Statlander coming right out after, crossing past from the arena, exchanging a look with Marina while she was going to commentary for the multi-woman match. Thunder Rosa, Willow, Queen Aminata, and Mina taking on Athena, Megan Bayne, Tekla, and Julia Hart. So we had the All-Star 8-woman tag to close the show, and Chris Statlander's on commentary. I love that she corrected Nigel, by the way, and she's like, oh, you haven't beaten this person. She's like, I've beaten everyone in there but Tekla, or I've been in the ring with everyone but Tekla. I like that she corrected
all but two of them.
Which is wild. So
I think it was Tekla and Mina.
Tekla and Mina. But now Willow has technically teamed with pretty much everyone in that faction since she teamed with Mina tonight.
Yeah, I think that it's really awesome to see 11 women involved in the main event. I think that was really cool to see. We had Billy Starks and actually 13 because TJ comes out.
Yeah, I was going to say, you had TJ, you had Billy Starks, you had everyone coming out. So that's
Penelope
Ford. So they all kind of had their friends and their partners with them. They all kind of got their stuff in. They also have the rivalries. At one point, Tekla, she hit the spear, but then Aminata pulls her out of the ring and throws her into the apron. You had Thunder Rosa focused on Athena the entire time. You had Willow finally getting the Dr. Bomb, getting the win. But you had Bane almost getting that. So you had everyone fighting, and then Statlander would get in the ring and face off with Bane, and then Billy Starks would join in. TJ would come out, and we'd close the show. Everyone just brawling out. So I like that they highlighted the Women's Casino Gauntlet participants, because you said earlier, if Billy's not in the casino, it's going to be a waste. Maybe that was your clue. Maybe I was wrong. Billy was in that ring. I feel like everyone in that ring is going to be in the Gauntlet. I think they did that on purpose to show, look, they're brawling. Save it for the pay-per-view, ladies. We got this Gauntlet. Everyone was brawling because Tony wasn't there. Mercedes was there, but everyone else who...
I noticed that. Did notice that Tony and Mercedes were the only women not a part of it, which tells me that there's two women's matches on All In.
And it also tells you there could be some more in the pre-show they might set up tomorrow night, or later, or how it's going to go. But you're going to have to tune our prediction, because after tonight, I'm 100% confident who my prediction is to win the Gauntlet. I'm 100% confident on who I think will be some surprise entrants in the Gauntlet. But this really got me more excited for All In. I'm excited to talk about tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, with me, Emily, and Smokey. We have some fun predictions. Our pick'ems are now live. Check our Facebook page for more. If you're following our page, which is a requirement, you have a valid email address, play the pick'ems. If you get a perfect score, you get both Gauntlet matches correct, you get every single match correct and the tiebreaker, you will win a Pro Wrestling Tees gift card, Shop ABW gift, basically to buy a shirt of your choice. As a thank you from us for supporting us, for being with us on this journey. We're closing in on 17,400 people on our Facebook. We almost hit 320 on our YouTube. You guys are helping us grow. We appreciate all likes, support, and love. We just want to give back to you. I love doing the pick'ems. It's like a stress relief for me after a long day at work, just to go on there and make stuff about wrestling, find the pictures, put it up there, and then see what you guys think. I enjoy seeing everyone's rationale behind the match, everyone's rationale, why they think someone's going to win, or who they think's going to come back, or who's going to debut, or to see even the percentages, like X amount of people said this person's going to win. Really? I thought that was going to be 100%. Or, oh my God, it's 50-50. So I enjoy having you guys play along. I know you have the Heels members who enjoy playing along as well. So before we wrap up, any closing thoughts for you?
I'm so excited for this weekend. I literally took a day off, which I never do on the weekends. I somehow managed it. I don't even know how I got that off, but I'm just so ecstatic to see everything.
No, I'm excited too. And Jamal, make sure you share us those pictures. Not us personally, but make sure you have some fun. Take the pictures, make the memories, Jamal. Enjoy All In live. Have fun. Say hi to all our Rager friends down in Texas. Have a safe, fun time, guys. Can't wait to hear all the good stories from all our friends who are out there currently. We're excited.
Give Mama Dawn a hug.
I was going to say, yeah, give Mama Dawn a hug for us. Say hi to Wesley. Say hi, everyone. Wish we could be out there with you. Hopefully next year we'll be all in ourselves. Everyone, enjoy the night. Enjoy the evening. Have a great Friday at work.
9 p.m. Eastern.
Perfect. Thank you. Make sure you follow along. We'll let you know more. But it's time to go to bed. It's time to say goodnight. So always keep the kayfabe.
I must bid you adieu, goodbye, and good night. Bang! But again, thank you for partying with us. But it's getting late. I must bid you adieu. So from Kenny Omega and Rijo, goodbye, and good night. Bang! Goodbye, and good night.